serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The following is an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and is a high-fidelity all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright of the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
Have a great matchup ready for you here as we will bring you back to the booth, and it's really a great time to be watching and to be a fan of basketball because it is, of course, the playoffs. It's the district quarterfinals. These two teams, it's Hallsville versus Wright City, and it's going to be a great one. These two teams, they have struggled throughout the regular season, but when it comes time to playoffs, it is always a completely different game. So be ready because these two teams are going to be going at it, and they have plenty to look forward to in tonight's matchup. And, of course, we do have a pre-game interview with head coach Matt Heat coming up in just 1 second. This is the pre-game show for your Hallsville Lady Indians on the Show Me Sports Network.
Running out of some of your favorite Avon products and haven't seen an Avon brochure in quite some time? No need to worry. Avon Independent Sales Representative Michelle Carty can help with your Skin So Soft makeup, jewelry, fragrance, and skincare needs. Avon now carries cleaning supplies, clothing, daily essentials, and several small LG electronic items. You now have the opportunity to shop online 24/7 and have your order shipped directly to your front door by shopping with Michelle at mcarty.avonrepresentative.com or find her on Facebook by searching Avon Carty.
And welcome back in to your Hallsville Lady Indians pregame show here on the Show Me Sports Network. I'm Austin Thomas, and joining me today is head coach Matt Heat. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Austin. Thank you.
Well, glad to have you here as well, and long season, and it's a surprise that this is the first time that you've been able that you've joined the show. But we're glad to have you here. So since this is kind of our first time having that interview, I do want to go over the season in general, especially with it being districts. And I think the first question that I have for you, looking back at the season, what are some of your biggest takeaways that you've had this year?
Well, we've really struggled with injuries. We've at some point, we have 17 girls on our roster. At some point or another, 9 have been hurt. Not all at the same time, but we went through an area during January where we went through a couple-week period where 4 of our 5 starters were out of the lineup. And we lost a couple to season-ending knee injuries. But we're about as healthy as we can be right now. We got one more girl that's kind of close to recovering from her ankle injury. But outside of that, we're about as full bore as we can be. So we're kind of excited about, number one, getting a fresh start. If you look at our win-loss record, it's not anything that anybody envisioned going into the season, but a lot of that was due to some uncharacteristic luck that I've never seen in 22 years of coaching. But hopefully getting to start 0-0 will give us kind of a fresh perspective and allow us to play well tonight.
And when you look at a season like this, where it's been so chaotic and crazy throughout the regular season, how do you think that's going to affect you, heading into the postseason? Obviously, it's like you can throw away kind of some of the, the struggles that you've had in the regular season, but also does any of that come with uncertainty about how the playoffs are going to go?
You hope not. You try to do your very best to talk about, we got some girls, some opportunities that were deeper down the bench throughout the year. We had to bring a couple girls up from JV and play varsity probably at a little bit faster rate, maybe play a little bit more than we would have liked. But now you want to get rewarded for that. That experience that those girls got that they maybe wouldn't have got until next year because of our 5 seniors. Well, here you go. And you hope that that kind of stuff gets used for positive fuel going into it, even though, like I said, we've struggled here. I mean, I don't think we've won a game since early January, but that's not because the girls aren't trying. It's not because we haven't had opportunities. We just haven't been able to cash in the games where we've had a chance. And tonight, we're hoping we have one of those opportunities and we can survive in advance, so to speak.
Well, you mentioned a couple of players that are getting experience that you weren't necessarily expecting. Is there anyone that's kind of stood out to you that's really excelled in getting that playing time?
Well, yeah, I think, we went through a stretch in January where Jamison Bauer, she's a junior, but She returned to our program after her freshman year. She had about 3 straight games where she led us in scoring. The first time we played Wright City, she scored in double figures. Malia Kilpack is a freshman point guard, and it's hard enough just being a point guard in varsity basketball, but then being a freshman. She's gotten thrown into the fire quite a bit, but she's had some really good games for us. Her sister Mariah is a sophomore. She's had to be rushed up a little bit as well, and she's had a couple really good games for us. It's kind of typical with that stuff with their inexperience. They have some games that are better than others, but ultimately they've shown signs to where as they get more comfortable and they get more consistent, the future for our program can be strong with them staying in it.
Well, I kind of want to focus more on, the right now here. Obviously, the future got some bright spots ahead, but a lot of seniors here and heading into the playoffs, that does help you out a little bit. Talk about that kind of senior experience for some of those leaders out there.
Well, I think, the ones that are healthy and fully back, first of all, they're some of our best defenders, whether you're talking about Haley Martin or Addie Daly. Ellie Schisler, someone that's a post player that can cause matchup problems because she can make threes. Bella Abel is a really good athlete that can kind of get to the rim and do some really athletic things for us. And all 4 of them have a lot of experience. They know they have a clear understanding of what we want offensively and defensively as a team. So they kind of provide us some unity and some calmness on the floor that you hope, kind of pays off throughout some of these games where it's kind of survive and advance. And we're not a super young team, so a lot of teams, they don't have 5 seniors. So hopefully using that to our advantage in this situation, because they've kind of went through it before, and a lot of times seniors have just that little extra sense of desperation that sometimes can get them over the top in close games.
Well, obviously the injuries have been a big part of the season. You've talked about that already, but I think one of the biggest injuries, Haley Martin, was out for a long time. But she made her return a couple games ago, and since that point, you guys have scored at least 30 points in all 3 of those games. What does she mean to this squad?
Well, I mean, when you're talking about losing your starting point guard and someone that's, been on our, when she was in the program as a freshman, all these seniors, that was one of the best, that senior class when they were freshmen, that was one of the best seasons in program history. And so they didn't maybe get chances early on that they normally would have gotten in other areas of Hallsville history of basketball. But, Haley's been a really productive member of our varsity team since her sophomore year. She's been our starting point guard since her junior year. And she's a long guard. She gets in passing lanes really well. She creates problems. She creates deflections and steals. She's really good at getting to the rim. She creates a lot of fouls against the other teams. So she just brings a lot to the table that, number one, helps us offensively by getting us to the foul line at a bare minimum and getting us some easy scores, but then also limiting the way that the other team could score. So when you look at Haley's points, she is averaging in double figures this year, but it's so much more because usually with who she's guarding, she's also restricting their ability to score at the level that they like to.
And, you talked about the double-digit scoring for her, and I want to focus a little more on the offensive side right now before we switch back to the defense. Last game did struggle a little bit for her. Only 5 points in that one, was 1 for 9 from the field. How do you kind of expect her to bounce back there? And also, how do you think that the rest of the team filled in around her in that last game?
Well, I think the beauty of it is they're teenage girls. We don't give them enough credit for being resilient. We weren't happy with our performance in our last game, and it was maybe a little bit extra frustrating, especially for me, because it was right before districts and it was our last regular season game. But I don't expect these girls are beyond that stuff. They want to go out there and win, and they want to compete, and they want to play their best, and they just want another chance, and they're going to get it at 5:30 tonight. So I expect them all to fill in and try to play their role to the best of their abilities. And we'll just kind of go from there. Hopefully the ball goes in the hole.
And going a little bit back more on the defensive side now, like I said, we wanted to kind of switch back there. You mentioned, some of your best defensive players, obviously Haley Martin, Addie Daly, someone else that's mentioned there, and kind of getting those steals and creating transition opportunities. How big is that going to be in tonight's game?
Well, when you're a team that struggles to score, you need to try to figure out a way to get easy scores sometimes, and those two can create that for us with their pressure on the ball. Chances are point guard on the other team is either getting guarded by Haley or Addie. And then maybe Malia Kilpack off the bench, who is another really good defender and kind of create havoc when she's guarding on the ball. So a lot of times defensively, it's can you get it to start your offense, which for us, that can be really critical for us to get into where we need to be. Because, when you get into these games and you get farther and farther along, you're going to have to figure out ways to get into the 40s and 50s in your point total because the teams are only going to get better and better. So a lot of that for us is going to have to happen with our defensive intensity and our willingness to run the floor to try to score before other teams can set their defenses.
Well, you talk about the offense kind of being following the defense. Are there any points in the season where you kind of recognize whenever the offense does well, then the defense kind of takes that next step forward as well?
Oh, I think that's pretty typical just because it's number one, when you score, you can set your defense. So when you're not turning the ball over and you're getting the ball to go through the hoop, your defense is going to be better just because it's always going to be 5-on-5 and you're not going to be in disadvantages in transition. But I also do, it's a confidence thing, whether we like it or not. As coaches, a lot of times the emotions of our players can be dependent upon if they're 0 for 9 or if they're 5 for 9 when they're shooting. And if they're 5 for 9, they're probably going to be in a little bit better mood, which is going to cause their effort to be a little bit better. But we're at the point of the year where, if one of our girls tonight comes out and misses her first 4 or 5 shots, we just got to keep on getting stops and just keep on encouraging her to shoot the 5th and 6th and make it.
And when you look at your team right here, obviously the starters, we've kind of talked about those, but the bench, you've mentioned Malia and Mariah Kilpack as big players off there. How important do you think the bench play going to be in today's game?
Well, it has a potential to be a really big deal because, like both the girls that you just mentioned right there, they've already had double-figure scoring games in varsity basketball and against some really good competition. So they can be incredibly critical for our team. And we're one of those groups to where, hey, we're going to try to ride the hot hand. Our scoring is not always consistently coming from the same spots. We try to evaluate not only are you scoring for our team, but are you preventing scoring from the other team? And if you're doing the 5 girls that are best doing that tonight, they're going to get to play the most in this kind of like situation where lose or go home.
And one other thing, throughout the season, I've kind of seen one of the biggest struggles for this team has been breaking that full court press. Is that something that you guys have worked on and are trying to make sure that you continue to get better? I think last game was maybe one of the better games that I've seen at breaking that full court press against Smith Cotton.
Yeah, I mean, we've had games where we've kind of done better than others, for sure. There's certain times with presses that, depending upon their personnel and different things like that, can give us a little bit more fits than others. Of course, we're going to look better the more healthy bodies that we have out there and the more girls that are confident handling the ball. So, Wright City pressed us the first time, so we prepared for that and we've talked about it and we've seen it and we would expect it again. And, we got to be able to handle it. And if the first way we try isn't working, it's my job and our coaching staff's job to come up with a second and third way to keep the girls comfortable and make sure we're not turning the ball over in those situations.
And looking at that Wright City side, they've got a bunch of good players on that squad. They've got 3 seniors in their starting lineup in Graham, Mitchell, and Reese. And obviously, they've got a great scorer in Shariah McRoberts as well. When you look at their squad specifically, what do you kind of see in Wright City?
Well, I see a team that's incredibly balanced. They have a lot of different ways that they can score. McRoberts is kind of an inside-out kid that can also get scoring done with her defense. She's a really good on-ball defender. Reese is probably their best shooter. Graham is kind of a lengthy kid that can probably scores better around the rim, but can still shoot threes as well. Mitchell provides them really good size and can do some good things with offensive rebounding. And then they got a sophomore, Farrell, who's a really good athlete that can score, 15 to 20 feet. And they have a lot of bound. They had 3 girls scoring double figures the first time that we played them. So they definitely present their own set of challenges that we're going to have to be ready to contend with tonight.
And I guess one final thing, this one's going to be played at kind of a neutral site there in Mexico. Not, it's a fair drive from Hallsville, even bigger drive from Wright City, I think. But how do you think you're going to compete in that kind of an atmosphere?
Well, we played at Mexico this year, but they've been on our schedule. So the gym is not going to be it's not going to be necessarily a weird thing for us. I think it usually in the first round, especially with districts now being separate from the boys and different things like that, one of the negatives to that is you lose a little bit of the intensity. And the intensity is going to come from the players tonight. It's not going to come from the fans or the atmosphere or anything like that. It's going to, as far as the amount of people that are going to be there, it's going to probably be an average size crowd for a regular season game. So it's going to have to come from the intensity of just the idea that you're playing district basketball, and there's a lot on the line.
And how do you guys kind of stay focused in that? What are you kind of telling the kids to say, hey, we've got to stay focused? What's, one strategy that you guys are trying to implement?
Well, I mean, throughout the year, even though this year's been a little bit more of a struggle because of just kind of the win-loss record in general, you do really try to focus on the process. I'm not perfect about it. Sometimes I get caught up in results a little bit too much. But the one thing that we try to say often in our program is the score is accidental. Sometimes the team that scores more points wasn't the best team that night, and vice versa. Sometimes the only thing that you really got to do good in a night is be able to shoot, and that can cause you to win a basketball game, and you don't have to really be good at anything else. So a lot of it is just trying to get slightly better throughout the season, and then hope that you're physically and mentally prepared enough and you feel confident enough that you can handle a situation like this and succeed at it.
Well, that's all the questions that I've got. Anything else you'd like to add real quick?
I don't think so. I appreciate you guys coming out and covering us.
Well, appreciate the interview as well. So a big thank you to you for taking your time out of your day to do this, and good luck at the game tonight.
Thanks, Austin.
All right, that's going to do it for our pregame interview with head coach Matt Heat. Make sure to stay tuned because in just a little bit, we'll be bringing you back to the stadium where we'll be talking, of course, about the game. It's coming up in just a couple of minutes here on the Show Me Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
The Boone County Journal is the hometown newspaper of Ashland and Hartsburg since 1969. We know you're busy. Let us keep up with Southern Boone happenings for you. We cover social events, school sports, local government, Southern Boone history, obituaries, and more. Subscribe to the Journal today and get the paper delivered to your mailbox every Wednesday. Digital version also available. Call 573-657-2334 or visit bocojo.com. Independent and veteran owned.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazway.
At Centurion Cares, for more than 3 decades, their focus has been on exceeding customer expectations for contact center software solutions. Their innovative communication solutions include utility interactive voice response software that allows for smart communication features that let your utility deliver superior customer service 24/7. They also provide other streamlined services like automatic call distribution, automated customer callback, reporting, and quality assurance. To find out more about how Centurion Cares can help your business, call them at 727-421-5300 or look them up online at centurioncares.com. Centurion Cares, innovative communication solutions.
There's no better way to celebrate a special event or show someone just how important they are to you than gifting them something handcrafted from Country with a Heart. Handmade in mid-Missouri, Country with a Heart specializes in hand-built woodworking projects for every occasion. Their design collection includes children's furniture, doll furniture, household items, holiday decor, outdoor decorations, custom projects, and everything in between. To view their full inventory of projects, visit countrywithaheart.com and find them on Facebook by joining the Country with a Heart group page.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Goodell Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Goodell's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Seeking to express your unique style? How about healthier, clear skin? Look no further than Mary Kay. For more than 60 years, Mary Kay has been offering a wide range of high-quality makeup and skincare products that empower you to shine and stand out in any setting. From luscious lipsticks to vibrant eyeshadows, flawless foundations to glowing highlights, moisturizing serum to blemish and acne regimens, Mary Kay's got you covered. If you don't have a Mary Kay beauty consultant, then I've got you covered. To get your best skin, call me, Cassandra Gazway, today at 417-684-2667 or visit online at marykay.com/Cassandra Gazway.
Well, hello and welcome back into tonight's broadcast of Hallsville Lady Indians basketball. It is time for the district quarterfinals. The starting lineups being announced, which means it is time for the starting lineups here on the Show Me Sports Network, presented by Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultants, starting off with the Wright City Wildcats. They are going to be led out by a trio of seniors, one junior and one sophomore. The sophomore being Adeline Farrell, the 5'2" sophomore. The junior being Sharia McRoberts, 5 foot tall. She's a great three-point shooter. Last year, second team all-conference. Looking at the three seniors, it starts off with the 5'6" Paige Reese, who will be playing that 3 spot, and Danica Graham also out there at 5'7". Zoe Mitchell closes out the starting lineup for Wright City. And now for your Hallsville Lady Indians, starting off with the Addie Daly, starting at 5'4", the point guard out there who can really get on the ball and take it away and create some quick transition opportunities out there. And you heard about her in the pregame show from Coach Heat. It was great to have him on the broadcast. And then the other starters out there, Bella Abel, Alexis James, Haley Martin, and Ellie Schisler. And here we go. It is time for tip-off, and it's going to be Hallsville that starts with the ball. James with it. Dishes out to Daly in the corner. Back up to Martin. Martin working her way around the wing. Dishes back up top. Schisler trying to find some space. Gets this one out to the corner. Back to Schisler. Daly up top. Still passing the ball around. Martin in the corner. Again, Hallsville trying to work it around the top and see if they can create some open space. Working with that half-court set. It's going to be a three-point attempt off the mark from Haley Martin, but an offensive rebound. Stays with James for 3, and she sinks it. Alexis James gets started with the triple. And it's 3-0 Hallsville. And quickly a whistle blows as there's a travel called, this one against Wright City. And Hallsville's got the ball back, 7:11 on the clock. And Hallsville has possession. They took the early lead 3-0, and a great shot by Alexis James, who was 2 for 3 from their field in their regular season finale against Smith Cotton, added 5 points on that. One of those shots was a 3. So we see her getting involved from beyond the perimeter. Passing again around this half-court set. They like to take it slow here, but a missed dribble by Martin leads to a turnover. Here's the ball going the other way. A hop step leads to an open shot from just inside the arc. It's an offensive rebound and another putback, and this time it goes through. And that's Zoe Mitchell who ends up with the shot after Reese and Farrell both missed. Now the ball on the other end, getting it down low, trying to work something inside, can't quite find it. Martin's trying to find a lane, gets that one through contact, but no bucket. Now back on the other side, it's out in the corner, an open shot, and a little short on the release from Paige Reese. And a whistle blows. It's going to be Hallsville basketball, the foul against Sharia McRoberts. Still a 3-2 game here as Hallsville's looking to keep up their lead, but they scored on that first possession, not on possession number 2. Abel brings the ball up, breaks across the timeline. Out in the short corner, Abel picks it up. Schisler thought about the 3, decides to bring it back out instead, trying to, again, to pass this around the outside until they can create some space. And they haven't been able to really find too many lanes here, and that's taken away. It's a 1-lane fast break, and the layup, oh, nearly fell out of the bucket, but instead it drops in for Ada Farrell, and it makes it a 4-2 game, 4-3 lead for Wright City here. So 4-3 is the score, as we will look to see how Hallsville wants to react. They call the timeout to kind of look things over as 5:29 remains here in the first quarter. It was a strong start with the 3-pointer from Alexis James, but past then they haven't been able to get really a shot that they wanted. It's going to be working to see if they can find that open shot. Their half-court set has been taking up a lot of time off of the clock. They'll see if they can keep it. Martin breaking across midcourt, gets a screen from James. Out to the short corner, back up top. Schisler fakes the shot, drives inside, spin move, puts it up and through. A nice bucket by Ellie Schisler gets Hallsville back on top. Ball now on the wing, working it around, trying to find some space, and it's a takeaway and a foul. This one against Paige Reese. So still remains a 5-4 game, and Hallsville trying their best to keep some of this early game momentum. Schisler last game had a pretty good offensive first half and was efficient. Scored 7 points on the game, and a 3-pointer here. We'll see if she can keep it. No, misses on that shot. Her first miss of the game, and now a transition opportunity. It's swatted away by James. Daly with the speed, head of steam, puts it up off the glass. 7-4 the Hallsville lead. Addie Daly getting on the board. Now McRoberts brings it around the top, tried to pass it off, and it's off the fingertips of Ada Farrell. As Lydia Jure will check into the game, Bella Abel checks out. Bailey Love checking in, along with Olivia Mikas for Wright City. Inbound coming for Hallsville. They try to maintain their 7-4 edge. Looking for a pass in, they get it to Martin. Martin working on Farrell, tries to bring it up the right side, able to get across the timeline. Up top, she's got some space, passes it out. James again from 3, this time it's off to the right. Rebound by Hallsville after a fight. So they'll pass it back up top. Martin sees the lane but can't get the layup, and a foul called as Schisler goes back up with the putback. So Ellie Schisler goes back to the line for a chance for 2 shots. She hit 2 free throws in that game against Smith Cotton, was 2 for 2 from the stripe then. See if she can keep that going here. And the first free throw is through. Hallsville extends that lead up to 4. Strong offensive start to the game for Hallsville. They've been looking to break into that 40-point mark as that shot is blown dead, a lane violation against Hallsville. So still an 8-4 game despite the free throw going in. That was a little bit of a disappointment right there for Hallsville, but you'll at least take the 1 point that she was able to manage. And back up top, it's a 3-point attempt here, and it's banked in. Oh man, Bailey Love. Bank is open on Tuesdays, as always. 8-7 now. Back around midcourt, and a foul is called again. That's the 3rd team foul going against, no. They call that against Hallsville, a charge. Still 3 team fouls for Wright City. And it is their basketball. That's the first team foul that goes against Hallsville this game. Back up top, McRoberts looking for space. Gets it off quickly on a short pass to Micus. Thought about driving in. Daly nearly picks that one out of the air. Instead, it ends up in McRoberts' hands. McRoberts looking for someone. Gets it off to Reese. Reese over to the wing. Now a three-pointer from Farrell. No, and kept alive? Not quite. Martin has some space and slows it down, and now the transition. Martin looking for some space inside. Gets it to the low post. Now back out to the corner for Jure. Jure definitely not afraid to take those three-point attempts. Martin trying to go for the reverse. Grabs her own miss. Now for Schisler from the elbow. Neither of them can get it to go. So Wright City the other way, and a three-pointer here is not on target. Battled for on the ground. Hallsville ends up with it, but Martin trails out of bounds, and it goes right back the other direction. So stays here for Wright City. Game still 8-7 in the first quarter. 2:28 to go. Inbounded, and Reese has it, but a jump ball is signaled, and possession arrow points for Wright City, so it'll stay here. But now that switches back to Hallsville's direction, which they'll take. Inbound from Farrell to Reese. Reese, and again, another jump ball, and this time it goes back for Hallsville. A nice play by Haley Martin to get on that. That's twice Hallsville able to force that jump ball, and that's what you want to see out of this group, to be able to keep that momentum. Still 8-7. Martin breaking across that press. Trying to find some space. Martin had that dribble a little too far to the outside, and a double dribble is called against Wright City. Had a quick turnover, but then goes right back to Hallsville. A couple of times we've seen that, one from both teams, where you see the turnover, and then it goes right back to the other squad. Back out to the corner. Jure, I mentioned it earlier, might take that three, but not able to hit on it, and back up top, stays with Hallsville. Out low, and Martin is fouled. So Haley Martin heads back to the free throw line. These will be her first charity stripe shots today. 0 for 4 from the field to start off the game, but you know, she had a similar start last game, only scored 2 points from the field, but did score 3 from the free throw line, and we'll see if she can keep up that scoring from the charity stripe today. As couple of substitutions, Mariah Kilpack and Bella Abel check into the game, and they'll make sure that they check in real quick before those free throw shots are signaled for, as Jure will check out of the game. And so does Alexis James. So the 5 on the court: Mariah Kilpack, Jamison Bauer, Haley Martin, Addison Daly, and Bella Abel. 9-7 lead for Hallsville, and that one is a little short on the free throw, but it stays here with Hallsville. So Martin now trying to work it around. Back up top, couple of handoffs there, ends up back in the possession of Martin, and Martin trying to get that drive. Again, has possession tipped away, but as Hallsville had won the last jump ball, this possession goes right back to Wright City. It's a couple of times now that Wright City's been able to pounce on those drives from Haley Martin. We'll see the adjustments that are made here as Wright City brings the ball back up. McRoberts gets it into the corner, and trying to get that one tipped away. Addison Daly knocks it out of bounds, but it still maintains Wildcats possession. On the season, the Wildcats, they were 0-10 in the Eastern Missouri Conference, but 7-18 on the season. A little bit underperforming, but you know what? They'll take a big district run, but it will take a lot of work from them as Hallsville gets the turnover back in their favor. Hallsville similarly, you know, ultimately the regular season, you can kind of toss it away if you have a deep run. As Martin drives in, has that one rejected, but grabs her own rebound. Back out to Daly, and she's got that one. Mid-range from Addie Daly. And those are her fourth points of the game. She's up to 4. 2 for 2 from the field. Back up to the elbow. Jamison Bauer able to tip it away for a second, but still stays with Wright City. And again, good defense from Bauer to kind of push that one away. Out to the corner now, a 3-point attempt here, a little off to the right by Danica Graham, and a foul called on the floor and stays with Hallsville. That one is foul number 4. No, that's foul number 5 on the quarter, so it's the bonus. Couple of free throws coming for Addison Daly. Daly to the free throw line. She's already got 4 points this game. And she'll add to that with that first free throw there. A strong start from the senior guard. Has it up to a 12-7 Hallsville lead. 33.9 seconds to go. And the second free throw is right in as well. So 6 points for Addie Daly. A great first quarter from her, and from Hallsville has them up big time here. Down low, on the ground, it's Daly who jumps on top of it, looking for a teammate, and a jump ball is signaled. But this time it does stay with Hallsville's possession. 22.9 seconds to go. Hallsville up 6. Martin has it, pressured full court. Trying to break it. She gets across that timeline, so 14 seconds to go for one final shot. Gets it down low. Daly had some space, dishes out to the corner. Mariah Kilpack back up top. Bauer thought about the mid-range from the free throw line. Back out wide. Mariah Kilpack, no on the 3. Bauer is fouled with a half a second left on the clock, and she's headed to the line for a couple of free throws. Well, that's great clock awareness by Jamison Bauer to know that the time was ticking down, and first free throw goes up and just off the back iron. Can't convert on the first free throw. Bauer that got a little bit extra work from some of those injuries this season and wants to have a big game here, and so far Hallsville is up big time, 14-7 at the end of the first quarter, and Hallsville will certainly take that lead here in the district quarterfinals. It is, of course, the MSHSAA State Tournament, and we will be back in just one moment with the second quarter of action here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, second quarter of action here from Mexico High School as it is the district quarterfinals here on the Show Me Sports Network on MSHSAA TV. I'm Austin Thomas. Hallsville up 14-7 at the start of the second quarter, but a three-pointer from Sharia McRoberts cuts the lead to just 4 for the Indians, and they try and break across that press, and they do so, getting it out to the corner now. Trying to work with it. Mariah Kilpack pressured, takes a dribble, but had already used up her dribble previously, and it'll go back to Wright City possession here. 14-10, the Hallsville lead. They're trying to keep up this momentum. You got to go all the way back to the Harrisburg tournament in January, the last time that Hallsville had scored over 40 points in a game. And currently they're on pace for much more than that as the three-pointer is off target there from Graham and fought for, and again another loose ball foul going against Wright City. That's Zoe Mitchell. Mitchell trying to have a big part on this team. She's always down in the low post and fights for those rebounds to see if she can get them, as nearly jumped by Paige Reese, but goes out of bounds off of her instead. Mitchell 5'11" out there is always a big-time post player to have, and a foul on the inbound play against Hallsville. So possession switches back towards Wright City. 14-10, the score in the game. Looking for the inbound, it's Caitlin Mikas who will look to inbound the ball. A couple of screens there, gets it low to McRoberts. Daly playing close up on her, leaves an open player out on the wing, and that's Danica Graham missing her three-pointer again. 0 for 3 from her to start the game. Back out Bella Abel, working with it. Gets it off to Daly. Haley Martin now up top. Tries to find that lane, brings it down low, puts it up with the left hand, and a kiss off the glass. Her first shot that goes in. And it's 16-10 Hallsville. So Shariah McRoberts now with it, nearly loses the ball. Daly trying to pickpocket her, not able to do so just yet. Back out to the short corner, Mitchell thought about trying to take the drive, instead dishes back up top. Another three-point attempt here from Graham, doesn't drop, and a foul called against Haley Martin on the floor. Couple of subs coming on here as Alexis James and Malia Kilpack will both check in. Mariah Kilpack coming out of the game for Hallsville, along with Bella Abel. 16-10. Still Hallsville trying to come up with what would be an upset. They are the lower seed in this game, but you go back to earlier in the season, and we talked about it a little bit in the pregame show with Coach Heat, but this was a game that was only a 9-point game, and that was without a couple of those key starters for Hallsville, as the shot there from McRoberts a little too strong. And so Hallsville really didn't have a fair shot in that game, and they're hoping that they can prove that with a dominant performance here. They lead by 6. Driving in, Daly tried to get that one around the defenders, but it was just too much pressure for her to keep possession of the ball. Back out on the elbow, a step back, McRoberts decides not to shoot, dishes it away. Now up top, Graham looking for some space. McRoberts steps to the side and fires away. Schisler's there for the rebound for Hallsville. McRoberts trying to get active on the offensive side. Hasn't taken all too many shots this game, as that one's picked off. Paige Reese, transition opportunity, but will slow it down now. Back up top, Mitchell's gonna take a three, and that one's through the net. Zoe Mitchell, 2 for 2 to start the game, and hits a huge three to cut the lead in half. So Haley Martin now bringing up the ball, 16-13 the Hallsville lead. Just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and a travel called against Malia Kilpack. And Malia was just a little late on putting down the ball on the dribble. So Wright City gets the ball back. McRoberts crosses midcourt. And a screen has Daly on the floor, but the three-pointer way off from McRoberts. And they'll say Reese stepped on the baseline and out of bounds. So still a 3-point lead for the Lady Indians. Martin will take the ball up. Pressure coming. Again, that full court press is likely going to be used maybe all game. Watch for that from Wright City as Malia Kilpack tries to drive and just had that ball poked away. Maintains with Hallsville. 4:24 to go in the second quarter. Still a 3-point lead for the Lady Indians. Addie Daly looking for someone. James nearly had some space. Instead, it'll be Schisler up top. Looks up at the hoop for a second, puts it back on the ground. Now at the elbow, dishes back up top. Daly driving to the side. Back up to Martin. Daly again. Good ball movement here from Hallsville, but no shots just yet. And here we go. Schisler taking that three-point attempt. Not quite there, but it's going to stay with Hallsville. Schisler 0 for 2 from beyond the arc to start the game here. Still has 3 points. Had the one free throw that went down, and then the other one with the lane violation. And the pass there goes a little long and out of bounds. No tip. So Wright City basketball, still a 3-point game with just over 4 minutes to go here. Looking for someone, they get this down low. Mitchell tried to find someone, instead it goes out the sideline, and it will still be Wright City basketball. Couple of substitutes coming on here as Bailey Love and Olivia Mikas check in for Zoe Mitchell and Danica Graham. So now the inbound pass coming from the sideline, gets it up top to McRoberts. The junior working around the screen, trying to find some space. She's been showing off that step back move a few times here, but a travel called, not able to get that move to go, and it goes back to Hallsville. And I think that's one of the things that makes McRoberts such a good scorer here, is the uncertainty of what she's going to do. Having that step back move in the bag is going to make it a lot more difficult to guard and really guess what she's going to do as well. As Schisler didn't quite get the body in between the basketball and had that one taken away. Wright City up on the sideline. 3-point lead for Hallsville still. They've been in a little bit of a drought here as of late. 16-13, the Hallsville lead. They were up 14-7 at the start of the quarter. They've only scored 2 points here in the second, and a shot a little long there from Farrell. Misses everything, but still maintained possession by the Wildcats. McRoberts had a little bit of space, but has some more space by passing it to Olivia Mikas, who drills the three-pointer, and this game is tied. 16-16 as Haley Martin brings the ball up the court, and they're getting a lot of scoring from a lot of places. Schisler this time will take the three. A little too far on that shot. A 1-for-5 start for Ellie Schisler, and Wright City has a chance to take the lead. Driving in, they'll put this one up off the backboard, but way too strong from Ada Farrell, and so the game remains tied. Martin gets back out to Schisler. Schisler brings it inside. Out to the corner. Bella Abel couldn't quite handle the initial pass. Otherwise would have had a shot. Instead, Martin drives it in, but has that one hit off the bottom of the backboard. Still 16-16. A rhythm transition three doesn't drop for Olivia Mikas. And Hallsville will slow it down again. See if they can get that half-court set to work. Abel has some space. Reese has a loose shoelace that she's playing with. As Martin drives in, tries to find some space, and is fouled from behind. Olivia Mikas trying to come over and help, but got there a little late, so Haley Martin back to the free throw line. Martin has 3 points on the game so far, is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. First free throw is up and nothing but net. Martin gets the lead back in Hallsville's favor. 17-16. And now expands to a lead of 2. 18-16 for Hallsville. Martin doing a good job from the free throw line, and a three-pointer from the corner, bounces twice, but can't go for Sharia McRoberts, and battled for and going to Hallsville after a jump ball. Again, a lot of jump balls in this game, and a substitution coming in is Mitchell checks into the game, and Olivia Mikas checks back out. Daly looking for someone. Martin's got some space, so she'll take the inbound pass. Martin breaking across midcourt, gets that screen from Schisler, and it really hasn't been a problem for Hallsville today, breaking that full court press. Back up to that free throw line. It's been more so at least in this second quarter, that half court set, and driving around, Ellie Schisler able to pull down her own long rebound. Back out to the corner, and Martin trying to take baseline, go for the reverse, hits the bottom of the backboard there. Martin having no luck on those contested layups right now. 18-16, the Hallsville lead. McRoberts from inside the free throw line, can't get the floater to drop. And Hallsville gets possession right back their way. Martin from the wing, under a minute to go. Out to the wing now, Abel looking for a screen from Schisler, gets it to Daly. Daly trying to find some space. Martin, threat to drive. We'll see if she does. Kind of had a screen set by her own teammate. Zoe Mitchell gets called for the foul, and Martin's headed back to the line for a couple of shots. That's the the third team foul for Wright City. So it doesn't look like either team's going to be entering a bonus with 37.7 remaining in the second quarter. Free throw is up and through. Martin, 4 for 5 from the free throw line here in this one. A strong start from the charity stripe. So a 19-16 lead for Hallsville now. And Martin makes it a 2-possession lead. Martin 5 for 6 from the free throw line. That's what you need to see in a game like this. McRoberts dishes out to the corner. Back up to McRoberts on the wing. Gets a screen, decides not to use it. Back up to the logo. And a double team coming, and it's another jump ball. This time it still stays with Wright City. But Hallsville gets the possession arrow going back in their favor. So inbound pass coming here, and Caitlin Mikas looks to find someone and tried to find Olivia Mikas. Instead, it's tipped away by Haley Martin. Martin staying active on those inbound passes. 19.9 seconds remain in this second quarter. Get that ball inbound. Addie Daly looking to poke that ball away from behind. 15 seconds to go. Back out to the wing. Wright City looking for the last shot. Hallsville trying to take the ball away still. McRoberts taking up some time. She's in the corner. No shot now. Back up top. McRoberts from 3. Drills it. What a shot, and the clock expires. Sharia McRoberts hitting that three-pointer with just 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Cuts the lead to just 1 for Hallsville. This one is a tight game. And this is going to go down to the wire, but we'll have to see exactly how it plays out in the second half. Plenty to go, plenty of excitement remaining, but we are going to go ahead and hit a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking all about that first half and break down everything that happened through it. And then, of course, it'll be time for the second half here on the Show Me Sports Network.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
The following public service announcement is brought to you by the Eddie Gaedel Society, Jefferson City Chapter 10, doing little things to make a big difference.
Want to make a big difference in your community? Be kind to others, drive safely, and put litter in its proper place.
Join us in celebrating Eddie Gaedel's historic Major League appearance as a member of the St. Louis Browns by doing something nice for someone today.
Take a walk, Eddie.
Since 2018, Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC has been specializing in all things custom, using large format, high-powered lasers. With some of the most advanced technologies on the market, anything can become a canvas. This state-of-the-art system makes quick work of custom engraving on cups, glass, tile, wood, acrylic, metal, headstones with endless possibilities. They also offer custom one-of-a-kind signs that are sure to make your design stand out. Find them on Facebook at Han Custom Laser Engraving or call 573-489-8732 to find out more. Han Custom Laser Engraving LLC, a veteran-owned business.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Missouri at highschoolofficials.com.
At Hallsville School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Join Hallsville School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit hallsville.org and click on the employment link under Our District tab.
Attention Indians fans, here's your chance to help the student athletes of Hallsville by becoming a member of the Hallsville Athletic Boosters. Your gifts help provide all Hallsville athletes with a safe and positive experience while attending our school district, and also help purchase items that our sports team couldn't otherwise afford. You can join the Hallsville Athletic Boosters this season for as little as $25. Membership is open to everyone. Interested in joining? Look them up on Facebook by searching Hallsville Athletic Boosters or email them at hallsvilleathleticboosters@gmail.com. Let's go Indians!
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you in the market to buy your first home? Maybe it's time to buy some acreage. How about invest in a new space for your growing business? No matter the need, your trusted partner in real estate is me, Izzy Smith of Izzy Smith Homes, Remaxman Realty. I believe real estate is more than just bricks and mortar. It's the cornerstone of our lives. It's where memories are made and dreams are realized. Choosing me as your realtor, you're getting a professional, dedicated advocate who will work tirelessly to make your real estate dreams a reality. Give me a call today at 573-876-2873 or visit izzysmithhomes.com. Izzy Smith Homes, Remaxman Realty, your hometown realtor working harder for you.
Last Sentinel Firearms is your federally licensed and registered Type 7 FFL manufacturer dealer in Missouri, providing quality products to all types of sports enthusiasts, law enforcement, and individuals across the nation. Orders are currently being fulfilled, offering custom-built pistols and rifles from the AR platform made right here in Missouri. Visit their website at lastsentinelfirearms.com or call them at 417-684-7202 to find out what they've got for you. Last Sentinel Firearms, you are your last line of defense.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Hi, I'm retired Army Sergeant Trent Dirks, and I want to tell you about an organization that saved and changed my life forever. Retrieving Freedom provides highly trained service dogs to veterans with disabilities and children with autism, absolutely free of charge, thanks to the generous donations and support from people just like you. Experts from Retrieving Freedom help throughout the entire process, from fostering programs through service dog placement. Retrieving Freedom gave me the skilled service dog Tracer, who has been my best friend and my lifeline. To find out more about how you can get involved, volunteer, foster, or to donate, visit their website, retrievingfreedom.org. Retrieving Freedom, changing lives through the training and placement of service dogs for veterans with disabilities and children with autism.
You want great benefits from your work, but you don't want a boring desk job. Then again, if you're active and working outside, your benefits are going to be awful, if you have any at all. Unless you work at Salter Lawn Service. 4-day work weeks with a full 40 hours, paid overtime, vacation, 401k, and full health insurance. Right now, Salter is looking for career-minded workers, so get started with a career you'll love and benefits you can actually brag about. Apply now at salterlawnservice.com.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Missouri at highschoolofficials.com.
Creating custom, handcrafted woodworking projects has never been easier. Become a member of Sawdust Studios and enjoy 24/7 access to a woodworker's paradise. Outfit with industry-leading professional-grade tools, Sawdust Studios offers endless woodworking possibilities. Don't have woodworking experience? No problem, as Sawdust Studios offers affordable classes from a community of woodworkers, experienced designers, and master craftsmen. Youth classes are also offered for those junior woodworkers. For more information, search Sawdust Studios on Facebook or find them online at sawdust247.com. Sawdust Studios, your community woodshop.
We need you. We need you. We need you.
We need you, now more than ever.
The Southern Boone School District is hiring part-time bus drivers for route athletics and activities with no experience necessary. Our drivers enjoy flexible work hours, paid on-site CDL training, and paid time off, all while helping our community. The position offers competitive pay. Go visit sbschools.us/employment.
We need you.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into tonight's broadcast of Hallsville Lady Indians basketball here on the Show Me Sports Network on Misha TV. I'm Austin Thomas, and as we bring you back to our broadcasting setup here, it is halftime, and currently a 20-19 lead for Hallsville as they look to keep this up. It's been a strong start for them. They led 14-7 at the end of the first quarter, but it was a fight back from Wright City. They were able to cut this lead down to just 1 point for Hallsville. They've got to start off this third quarter strong in order to stay up on top, as we will send you back over to the game view. And we are just about ready to get started here. And you look back at the way that things have gone and how this game has turned out, it still has been a relatively rough start to shooting from the field for both Haley Martin and Ellie Schisler, but they've been able to keep this team up in other ways. Haley Martin shooting great from the free throw line, 5 for 6 from the charity stripe, a very impressive clip. And not only that, but you're also seeing Ellie Schisler get involved, especially on the defensive end and down low. The Wildcats have really struggled to get shots from close to the net as Hallsville tries to start off hot, but they lose the ball. Wright City trying to take the lead here. They have a chance on a long pass, is ripped away by Daly, but it goes out the back line. So still a 20-19 lead for Hallsville, but Wright City's got the chance to take it back. They have led just one time this game, and that was at 4-3 earlier in the night. Schisler rips that one away. And now Hallsville has it back the other direction. Couple of turnovers here as these two teams are getting a little handsy. Addie Daly out on the corner. Schisler at the high post. Looking for someone. Finds Martin. Martin, oh, that give and go, has a three-pointer and laser. right in for Haley Martin. And, well, that's a way to jumpstart your shooting from beyond the arc. Nails her second three-point attempt of the game. Now Wright City trying to cut back into this lead. They've got a three-point attempt of their own, and it's knocked away out of bounds. Farrell tried to take that shot, but wasn't able to drill it the way that Martin did. So still a 23-19 Hallsville lead as they get the ball back. Under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. You know, they started off that first quarter hot, and maybe it's something with those locker rooms that they really like. Coming out of those locker rooms ready to play. Bella Abel back up top. Gets it back to Schisler. Schisler over to Martin. Martin looking for some space. Drives inside. Now back out wide. Schisler going to take some time here. And Schisler has played really all season. She's been one of the few that haven't really struggled with injuries, playing almost every game this season. And this one somehow gets it in. A pass from James, a little risky. Martin driving in, she's gonna get fouled again. So guess what? Haley Martin is headed back to that free throw line. Martin has been doing a great job at creating that contact, really invites it. Martin, like I mentioned, coming out of halftime, 5 for 6 from the charity stripe. Can't keep that going though as she misses the first free throw. 5 for 7 now, and still a 4-point lead for Hallsville. They'll certainly take that, but hoping to keep this offensive pace up. Martin drills the second one. 6 for 8 from the charity stripe on the game. Martin now up to 11 points on the night, and a mid-range attempt from McRoberts rebounded on the air ball. Hallsville pushing the pace, and it's Daly down low. Can't get the layup. Schisler not on the putback. And nearly couldn't find anyone. Picked up the dribble there, and still trying to find someone here as Wright City works the ball around the top. They get it out wide, and the wing three-pointer from Danica Graham is off. She's 0 for 5 from the field in the game, all on 3-point attempts. And Martin driving in, and that's going to be a charge. A good adjustment by Ada Farrell to make sure that she was ready to go. And they've been seeing that same kind of drive from Haley Martin all game long. And it's really the first time that they've been able to stop that drive as Martin's going to take the ball back. She's got a free lane to the rim and off the glass and in. Martin continuing to excel offensively. 13 points in tonight's game. Down low, trying to go baseline, a little long on the layup, but grabs her own rebound out wide, and a foul against Alexis James. Ada Farrell trying to get something going offensively, and all of their starters have really struggled on the offensive side of the ball for Wright City. Shariah McRoberts just 2 for 8 from the field as a 3-point attempt here is airballed short from Paige Reese. Reese is 0 for 3 from the field, and the pass goes a little long right there as it goes right back out the scorer's table. And I was worried for a second that was going to be coming right towards the camera, but instead it will pass harmlessly over and now is inbounded back in. Danica Graham up top, trying to find someone. You know, you see those passes that go right by you and you think, uh-oh. Could have been. It's like watching, you know, when you're watching baseball or softball and there's a foul ball and you watch it coming towards you. Here's a timeout called by Wright City. So we will head to the sidelines and to the benches as Hallsville has really started this third quarter strong, and a lot of that's got to do with Haley Martin, who's got all 6 points for Hallsville out of the locker room. She's got 13 on the game and has been shooting especially well here in this third quarter. 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Of course, hit that big three-pointer. Her three-pointer there really helped this lead out and kind of deflated Wright City. That was the first points of the quarter for either team. And then she followed that up with getting back to the free throw line and then another bucket. So 4:40 to go here in the third quarter, and Hallsville keeping the lead, and they'll see if they can keep this pace up. Again, it's kind of that margin that they've been looking for over the past while, and I mentioned it earlier in the game that they haven't passed up 35 points since that game at the end of January against Fulton. And they're right on track to do so this game. See if they can do just that and keep that offensive pace up. But Wright City's going to have to make some adjustments here, especially on the offensive side. They have been held scoreless the first 3.5 of the quarter. Down low, and a foul called. Ada Farrell headed back to the free throw line. That one against Bella Abel. Nobody really in any foul trouble here on either team. A few players with 2 fouls, but nobody up to 3. First free throw from Farrell is through the net, and good. That's Farrell's 3rd point of the game. Farrell leading the team in steals, but also in turnovers. So good at forcing turnovers, but has struggled a little bit from giving the ball up. Averages just about 7 points per game, and is able to sink the second one. So 2 for 2 from the stripe for her. Makes it a 21-26 deficit for Wright City. Haley Martin looking for a screen, and a great screen by Addie Daly gives her some space. Hallsville, though, not able to get a shot out of it. Schisler will slow it down, looking for a cut from Abel. Oh, what a great off-ball movement, but not able to hit the three-pointer. Bella Abel just had her defender miles off of her after a quick cut in and cut back out. And now it leaves a three-pointer on the mark from Olivia Mikas. Mikas 2 for 4 from the perimeter today, and she's got 6 on the game. It's cut this lead for Hallsville right back down to a single bucket. And a quick short corner pull-up from Bella Abel makes this lead right back up to 4 points for Hallsville. So still a 2-possession lead for the Lady Indians. Wright City trying to cut it back down to 1. Down low, out into the low post. Not able to get the block shot, but Zoe Mitchell goes up and is fouled. McRoberts had the initial attempt, but it went long, and right there was Zoe Mitchell, and that's what she's so good at, is being able to grab those boards and get the putbacks. These will be her first free throw attempts of the game on the season, 7 for 18 from the charity stripe. Not able to get that first one to go, and now 7 for 19 from the free throw line. A little over 40%, so you expect her to go and at least make one of these, but this is a high-pressure situation. It's the district quarterfinals here for these two teams, and Wright City finds themselves down 4. Free throw there goes all around, but it's rebounded by Wright City, and a jump ball signaled by the referees. So an 0 for 2 trip to the line from Zoe Mitchell, but they still could score on this possession because of the offensive rebound. Inbound play coming, and they get it right back to Mitchell. Mitchell working on Bauer, out to McRoberts from the corner, and it bounces off the back iron and drops through McRoberts. That's her 3rd triple of the game, and it has this lead back down to 1 point for Hallsville. Got to keep that offense going as Bauer has it at the high post. Back up top. Martin looking for some room down low, out of control there, and a travel called. She had lost her dribble after making contact. So the Wildcats get the ball right back. A 1-point game, and it's Hallsville on top, but that might not stay for long unless they play some good defense. Addie Daly pressing up on the half-court press. Back out on the wing, McRoberts decides not to shoot. In the corner instead, Graham looking for someone, dishes it down low, and Alexis James nearly able to rip it away, but instead it'll be a jump ball, and Hallsville gets it back on that side. Hallsville looking to bring this lead back up to potentially 3 points. Still would be a one-possession game either way. Mariah Kilpack thought about taking the three, instead picks up her dribble, now back out to the wing. Daly looking for some space, didn't take the reverse, had some space, and instead it's James from the corner. Daly grabs the rebound, tries to go back up, and she's fouled. So Addie Daly will head back to the line for another pair of shots. Daly starts off the game 2 for 2 from the stripe. Has 6 points. Had a really good first quarter, and that free throw a little short and to the left. So after starting off the game 2 for 2 from both the free throw line and the field, she's missed her last field goal attempt and free throw. Misses that free throw as well, and instead she gets the ball right back, tries to go down low, off the backboard, and a nice spin off the glass, and Hallsville has the lead back up to 3 points. 30-27 in the third quarter, just over 2 minutes to go. Back down low and out to the corner. The three-point attempt there is a little strong from Danica Graham. And now Schisler trying to get a great low pass to Bauer, grabs the ball again, and a foul is called. So Bauer is headed to the free throw line again. Second time today she's been there. And Bauer had missed the first shot, but was able to grab the rebound, and then the putback allows her to get back to the free throw line. First free throw, again, a little off right there. Hallsville's missed the last couple of free throws they've taken. Bauer now 1 for 3 from the charity stripe this game. Scored 2 points that last game against Smith Cotton, 1 for 5 from the field there, but had a couple of pretty nice games prior to that, and now sinks the second free throw there to get her second points of the game. 31-27, the Hallsville lead out in the corner. McRoberts working with it, trying to find someone, dishes back up top. Reese over to Mikas. Back out to the corner, McRoberts again, that one a little strong and rebounded by Hallsville. So McRoberts not able to stay hot from beyond the arc. Now out to the corner, Abel picks it up, drives it inside, goes with the right hand, can't get the runner to fall. And rebound the other direction. Wright City now, trying to work this one down low and putting it up with the right hand, and would have been an and one. Instead, she'll head to the line for 2 shots. So McRoberts trying to keep up her strong performance. She's got 9 points on the game. 3 for 11 from the field, but more impressively, 3 for 7 from beyond the arc. Her first free throw attempt is through the net. Now up to double digits as she is the second player for either team to go up into double figures, as of course Haley Martin did that earlier with that 3-point attempt to start off the third quarter. Second free throw, though, is rebounded by Schisler. Now the other way, Hallsville looking to keep things going. Out to the corner, they've got an open shot. Abel from 3 off to the right. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it stays here. Bella Abel tried to hit that corner 3, just a little off on it. So a 31-28 lead for Hallsville at the moment. Just under a minute to go. Hallsville likely not focused on the clock at this moment. Driving it down low, Martin finds some space but can't get the layup there. Had some space to shoot it, but it was a tougher shot. And now that full court press being put on by Hallsville, but a blocking foul goes against Haley Martin. Now that's Martin's third personal foul of the game, so something to watch for. A couple of players up in 3 personal fouls. Abel's got 3 on the Hallsville side, and on the other side for Wright City, Olivia Mikas has 3 personals. Mikas on the free throw line at the moment, and she drills the first free throw. Now, Olivia Mikas, a senior for Wright City, has been averaging just 2.5 points a game this season, mostly known for her defensive ability. But this game, she's got 8 points. Really doing a good job in the district quarterfinal, keeping them in the game, and it's 30-31, a 1-point game, 35 seconds to go, and Hallsville might be holding the ball here a little bit to see if they can work down the time and get the last shot of the quarter. Bauer into the high post, looking to pass it off, hands it to Martin. Martin working down low, puts up a layup. It's off the bottom of the backboard, grabs her own rebound. Back out to the corner, Abel. Abel over to the corner for Daly. Daly not able to hit the three, off the mark there. And now the other direction, Wright City with 6 seconds to go. Out to the wing, three-pointer from Micus, air ball, and not able to get the shot back up in time. And that will do it for the third quarter. So through three, it's 31-30. Hallsville has the lead. Make sure to click in those seat belts and buckle up, because this is going to be a rough finish for both teams, an exciting one. Who knows how it will finish? We will find out after this. You're listening to the Hallsville Lady Indians on the Show Me Sports Network. It's the district quarterfinals on MSHSAA TV.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Show Me Sports Network under the broadcasting rights granted therein. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the Show Me Sports Network. Announcers are provided by the Show Me Sports Network.
At Southern Boone School District, our educators do more than just teach. Lives are being shaped for the future before they even enter a classroom. For students to succeed, it takes an entire district-wide team. Our students need you. Join Southern Boone School District's team today, now offering competitive salaries and benefits for all positions. Visit ashland.k12.mo.us and click on the Employment tab.
It's the fourth quarter in the district quarterfinals, and it's a 1-point game here in Mexico as Wright City starts it off with the ball, and goes out of bounds off of a whistle, and a quick foul called against Addie Daly. Daly's first personal foul of the game, and that's some good news for Hallsville, who has a couple of players up at 3. Down low, and a charge is called. No, an illegal screen there by Ada Farrell. Was moving as contact was made, and the ball goes back to Hallsville. So a couple of fouls here in the first 12 seconds, one from both teams. This one might come down to making and getting to the free throw line. Ellie Schisler has some space, slows it down, now out to Martin. Martin fakes the shot to get some space. Schisler is gonna fire from 3, and she drills it. Ellie Schisler from beyond the arc, and it's a 4-point lead for Hallsville. Fourth quarter of action, under 7:30 to go. McRoberts down low, and a foul is called. And this one, another one against Addie Daly. That's her second of the game, second of the quarter at that. So McRoberts now to the free throw line. McRoberts double figures on today's game. First free throw there is through. So it's 34-31. Trying to cut this one down to a 2-point lead, and she does just that. McRoberts 3 for 4 from the charity stripe in this game, has been doing a great job looking for someone to find. Daly finally gets it in to Haley Martin, and now has some space on the fast break. Out wide to Schisler. Schisler slows it down, now drives inside, goes up with the right hand, and nearly had the and one, but she'll take 2 free throws instead. Ellie Schisler playing aggressive on the offensive side of the basketball here to start off the fourth quarter. Drilled the three-pointer earlier, now trying to keep that momentum in her favor. Just a 2-point lead for Hallsville, and Schisler's not able to hit the first one, so it will maintain a 1-possession lead. But the Lady Indians would much rather that be a 3-point than a 2-point game. All points are going to be important as this free throw goes through the back of the net. And it's 35-32. McRoberts brings the ball up the other way, and 35 points. This match is their highest point total since January 31st for Hallsville. So great offensive performance here from the Lady Indians, and Wright City's been a little more up and down as that three-pointer is strong and off the backboard, and who's going to have it? It's Hallsville after it hits the back line. McRoberts has hit 3 triples this game, so thinks why not take another 3, and unfortunately for Wright City, it does not go their way as Schisler has the ball at the right wing. Gets it back up to Abel. Abel looking for space, drives inside, tries to go with the right hand and contact, but a clean block by Paige Reese. And still a 3-point game, 6:39 remaining. McRoberts looking to see if she can create some moments and memories down here in Mexico. And one of these teams' seasons will end today. The other will look to compete on Thursday as the 3-point attempt from McRoberts again off the mark on that shot as Martin breaks across midcourt. Down low, Martin goes with the left hand and gets the layup. Martin, a great first step, and it's 37-35 Hallsville. That one a little too strong from Danica Graham. Now out to Schisler. Schisler's going to take the 3 and is fouled on the shot, so 3 shots coming for Ellie Schisler. Well, that's always a great feeling whenever you get to head to the line for 3 free throws. Always a little bit of an extra bonus. And Hallsville with 37, they've now scored the most points that they have since the Harrisburg tournament. That free throw is up and through for Ellie Schisler. So make that 38 points for the Lady Indians. 5:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and that one is through as well. Schisler continuing to do a good job from the free throw line, 4 for 5 this game, and would be 5 for 6 if it weren't for the lane violation earlier in the game. Mariah Kilpack checking in as Bella Abel comes out of the game. One final free throw for Schisler. And that one goes through as well. What a game for free throw shooting from the Hallsville side. Martin and Schisler both doing damage from the charity stripe. And that's a big reason why they're on top. 8 points now. Martin driving, goes down low and is fouled. So Haley Martin headed back to the line for a couple of free throws. 40-32 the lead, and Haley Martin already had a great game from the free throw line. 6 for 8 from the charity stripe. She'll be up to 10 free throw attempts after this. First free throw's a little short. So the lead stays at 8, but Hallsville's been going on a great run here. Second free throw, again, can't go. Schisler nearly grabs it, but can't quite save it. Dove for that one on the ground, but just rolled out of bounds, and a timeout called for by head coach Matt Heat. And Hallsville will head to the sideline, up 8 points here in the fourth quarter. A big rally for them after what was just a 1-point game just a little while ago and entering this fourth quarter, but 2.5 minutes in, and Hallsville's been going on quite the run as they lead by 8. Looking back at this game, I mean, Haley Martin and Ellie Schisler in this second half have been huge parts of this offense. But not just that, I mean, other players have gotten involved as well. Abel's gotten some points, Daly's gotten some points, even Bauer has gotten on the scoreboard here in the second half. And you really look at all of them kind of combining, it allows both Martin and Schisler to do a lot better of a job out there whenever you've got so many different scoring threats that they're not able to just key in on one side. And for Wright City, their offense really struggling here in the fourth quarter. Hallsville's been doing a great job of closing down passing lanes and taking the ball away, and not just that, but forcing up bad shots. And that's what you want to see out of your defense. Hallsville doing an incredible job at just that. Sharia McRoberts is the leading scorer with 11 points for Mexico. Trying to keep things going in their favor. It's going to be up to a big performance and seeing if they can have someone that steps up as a hero on the Wildcat side. Back out in the corner. Oh, a great move, but is rejected by Ellie Schisler. Ada Farrell thought she had a clear lane, but Schisler denies her down on the low block. Still an 8-point lead for Hallsville in the fourth. 5:22 to go, and it's ripped away by Schisler, so a block and a steal for her on the same possession. Back up top. We'll see if she tries to do something with the offensive ball. No, she'll pass it away. Out in the corner, Alexis James, a little short on the three. Rebounded by Hallsville. Schisler slows things down. Trying to get a clean shot here and take some time off. Up 8. You don't need to rush the offense. Schisler thought about taking the three. Instead, she'll body her way down low, put one up, but can't get the bounce. Now the other direction. Slowing it down, Olivia Mikas gets it off to McRoberts. McRoberts looking for space. Back out to McRoberts over to the corner. Again, passing, trying to find some offense. This is some of the best ball movement we've seen from Wright City here, but a shot kind of forced up there by Danica Graham right at the end, who's really struggled today. 0 for 8 from the field as Ellie Schisler has an open shot from the top of the key, and it drills it. Another three for Ellie Schisler, and it's a double-digit lead for Hallsville. 43 points on the offensive side of the ball, and a timeout called for by Wright City. Some great offense by the Lady Indians. This whole game has them up by 11 with 4:08 to go. And really just an incredible game, and this is their second highest scoring game since December 18th, over 3 months ago. Well, just about 3 months ago at this point. A really good offensive game. This is actually the fourth highest scoring game of the season. Back in December, they had back-to-back games of 45 and 59 points against Eugene and New Bloomfield. Had a great stretch there earlier in the season, you know, back before all those injuries kind of took place and they were able to keep that offense rolling along. But obviously those injuries started to build up, and outside of that one-off game in the Harrisburg tournament where they were able to score 51, it has been a struggle, but obviously some injuries have started to ease up. And as we talked about all game, they've gotten healthier. It's not the same team we've seen in the past, and, well, they're showing that right now. 43-32, looking great out there. 4:08 to go, and we'll see if Hallsville can finish it out strong. It's not a done deal, but Schisler trying to make it so. She's going to pull up from beyond the arc. Can't quite get the three in transition. But another attempt from Hallsville here as they get the offensive rebound. Haley Martin looking for some space in the lane. Back out to Daly. Schisler thought about the three, gets her defender off balance, drives in, and it's a little short off the front of the rim. And the offense goes the other way for Wright City. 11-point game. McRoberts, dribble move, trying to work her way inside, loses the ball, and fought for between two Wildcats, and a foul called, that one against Ellie Schisler. And not really too many fouls as of late from the Hallsville side. It is worth noting on the Wildcats squad that Ada Farrell's up to 4 personal fouls on the game. So one more and she's out of here. As Olivia Mikas works on Schisler and just bounces it off her teammates back. That was Bailey Love right there. Wasn't ready, but still maintained possession until now. And Ellie Schisler continuing to be a menace on the defensive side of the ball. She's able to take another one away. Martin driving low, loses the ball on the drive, and now trying to take it back. Playing physically, not able to. Alexis James now gets it tipped down low, putting one up with the floater with the right hand. No for Paige Reese. Still hasn't scored in this game. Martin breaks it across midcourt, and a timeout called by head coach Matt Heed. An 11-point lead with 2:49 to go, in Hallsville on the verge of winning here in the first round of the district tournament. It's the Class 4 District 8 basketball tournament here on the girls' side, and we are here in Mexico. I'm Austin Thomas. You're listening to the Show Me Sports Network on Misha TV. And on the other side of the bracket, it's Mexico versus Moberly. Their game is set to follow, but we will not be broadcasting that here on the Show Me Sports Network, at least. We will be covering Hallsville, of course. If they are able to close this one out, we'll call that game this Thursday, in just 2 days' time, as they would take on Kirksville. And, well, that's what the Wildcats are hoping to do. They're hoping that they can finish this game out and have that comeback and be able to take on Kirksville, who is the 1 seed in this tournament. And what a season turnaround this would be if Hallsville would be able to win that game. Really, for either team, whoever makes it out, if they're able to upset the 1 seed, that would be incredibly impressive. Haley Martin headed back to the free throw line. Call that her home out there. She spent so much time up at that free throw line. Not able to hit that first one, an air ball short. Martin's missed her last 3 free throws after starting 6 for 8 from the charity stripe. She's now 6 for 11. But is able to get that one to go. So the streak ends there, and it's 44-32. Wright City's got to get this offense moving quick. So they'll work it around. Trying to find some space. Back up top. Again, not that much time remaining, and Alexis James able to take it away, but a jump ball is called, so it goes back to Hallsville's side. A 12-point lead for Hallsville. 2:23 remaining. Just trying to finish this one out strong. Looking for the inbound. They get this one in. Haley Martin with the ball. She'll take it up. Ada Farrell on her, breaks across the timeline. Now down low, dishes back out. Daly decides not to take the 3. Trying to find a lane inside, keeps the dribble low and is able to maintain possession of it despite a tip. Now down low, out wide. Abel thought about the shot, drives in instead. A lot of the shot canceling that you're kind of seeing here. They'll fake it and then take a couple of dribbles. I think that's the intention here, is to take some time away, but they lose the ball. It's on the ground now, and Hallsville's able to keep it back in their possession. Martin looking for space. 1.5 minutes remaining. Martin is able to keep possession as Coach Heat calls a timeout real quick. 1:35 to go in this game. A 12-point lead for the Lady Indians, and right now it's just got to finish it strong. It would take an incredible effort from Wright City to be able to make the comeback here, but, the game is played for a reason. If it was impossible, they would have just ended the game. That's what I always like to say. And 12 points seems like a lot, but 4 3-pointers would do it. And 1:35 is a lot more time than you might think, especially in the game of basketball. And when Wright City still has 3 of their timeouts left. Although Hallsville is already in the bonus. So they'll be heading to the free throw line any time. It's a foul that is not offensive. As Addie Daly will look to inbound the ball, and an off-ball screen there, trying to get it to Martin. It's just off her fingertips. It's picked up by the Wildcats. And this is what Hallsville's got to avoid, is giving up those turnovers here in the late game situation. That's what'll give Wright City a chance, but they got to keep going quickly, and a timeout called by Wright City. They'll have 2 remaining in this one. 1:23 to go. And looking for the strong finish. What are they going to do? Looking ahead to that next matchup against Kirksville. That game will be at 5:30 p.m., same place here on Misha TV. Also in Mexico if you're planning on coming to the game as well. The 1 versus 4 or 5 seed matchup, and the winner of that one will go on, of course, to the district championship, which will be against one of Fulton, Mexico, or Moberly. Mexico and Moberly face off next in this gym. That game will start just 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. So I'm expecting around 7:15, we'll say. Probably going to be about the start time of that game. And then the semifinals will be Thursday at 5:30, and then the same deal as tonight with the second game to follow. That one will be Fulton versus either Mexico or Moberly, depending on tonight's result. So Wright City looking to keep things rolling quickly. It's a shot out wide and drills the shot. The three-pointer is good and a foul. An and 1-3. Wow. You know, I was talking about how good it feels to get to the free throw line for 3 shots. Well, imagine hitting the 3 and then the foul is called off the ball, so you get to maintain possession. Olivia Mikas has 3 triples, but that inbound pass ripped away by Haley Martin. Just over a minute to go, they got a foul, and they do. But Haley Martin's headed back to the free throw line. And again, these free throws are going to be critical for Hallsville. They do lead by 9, which is a sizable lead, but missed free throws can be the downfall of a team, so we'll see what Haley Martin does here. Martin, plenty of free throw attempts on the game, and misses that first one. After going 5 for 6 from the free throw line in the first half, she's just 2 for 7 from the stripe here in the second half. But is able to hit that one, so a key free throw brings the lead back up to double figures for Hallsville. That's a big one. 45-35. Inbound coming up to the top of the logo, and Wright City working for a clean shot. Ball on the ground and another jump ball, and looking at the possession arrow, it stays down here. Wright City keeping the ball. They've got to go quick. 53.1 on the clock, and their season on the line here. They're going to be giving it their all. You might just have to force up a shot in this situation. The inbound coming in, and it's Ellie Schisler who ends up with the ball. Breaking across, trying to bring it down low, and a foul. Schisler's headed back to the line. Still a 10-point lead for Hallsville, and this might be it for Wright City. Trying to put the nail in the coffin here. It's just going to take a couple of free throws. 47.1 seconds on the clock in the fourth quarter. First free throw is through for Ellie Schisler after rattling around, and 6 for 7 from the free throw line on the game for Schisler. So an 11-point lead for the Lady Indians. Make that 12. Schisler can't miss from the charity stripe tonight. Just a great game from her. 7 for 8 from the free throw line, and a takeaway by Abel trying to get her own 2, but can't get the bounce off the rim. And now the full court press still coming from Hallsville. 30 seconds to go. 12-point lead. And a foul called, and goes back to Hallsville's side. 26 seconds to go. Hallsville up 12. They've got possession, and they might just dribble it out here. Martin gets the inbound pass and will let the clock drain. 20 seconds to go. 47-35, and looking to end the game. Alexis James doesn't take the open shot, and they'll just pass the ball around the top as it's tipped away, and Martin picks up her dribble, double teamed up top, looking for someone, in a timeout called there at the final seconds by Coach Heat. 4.8 seconds remaining, and this one is good enough to call it in the books for Hallsville. A big win tonight as after a rough season, they finally end their losing streak. But, you know, losing streak, who cares? Because they win where it matters. It's the district tournament, and they come up big with the victory after losing 15 in a row. Their last win came all the way back on January 8th. But that is history after a win tonight against Wright City. And part of that losing streak did include Wright City earlier in the year in a game where they scored 43. The final of that game was 43-52. And Hallsville, with 47 in this game, they've improved on the offensive side, but I think the defensive side is certainly where you're going to notice the biggest difference. They had a great job today on the defensive side, and the inbounds play, that will do it. The final score here from Mexico, 47 for Hallsville to 35 for Wright City, and Hallsville is moving on to the district semifinals. A great win for the Lady Indians, and for Wright City, a tough season, and it will end here in Mexico with the district quarterfinals. But hard-fought game here, and just a great fourth quarter from Hallsville. They led just 31-30 entering the final quarter, and they go on a 16-5 run to end the game on top. A huge rally from Hallsville, and that is going to do it. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here, and when we come back, the post-game show coming up with all your stats and a breakdown of everything that happened in tonight's game coming up next here on the Show Me Sports Network on MSHSAA TV.
We are entrepreneurs, doctors, vets, and storytellers. We're business leaders, educators, and performers. We are scientists, nurses, and trendsetters. We break the mold and get it done. We are visionary, world-changing magic makers. We are Stevens College. Be yourself. Be good at it. For more information, visit stevens.edu.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the MSHSAA and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, hello and welcome in to your Hallsville Indians post-game show here on the Show Me Sports Network on MSHSAA TV. I'm Austin Thomas as we bring you back into the broadcast setup from tonight's game. The final score, 47-35. Your Hallsville Lady Indians ended up on top, and what a win for them after what was a rough regular season. They end it the way that they wanted to. Well, I shouldn't say end it, because they've got another game that they're playing on. They will be playing on Thursday night at 5:30. Super excited for that one. And, of course, we'll be having that here on the Show Me Sports Network as well. So make sure to tune back in on Thursday for that. Same place here on MSHSAA TV. And it's an exciting game as they'll be taking on the #1 seed in Kirksville, who's been having a great year. It's going to be a tough matchup. It will be. And that you can bet on that. It's going to be tough for Hallsville, but after a big win here tonight, that's what they need to kind of get themselves started and potentially have an upset win over the #1 seeded Tigers in the district semifinals. That's coming up next. But here in Mexico, it's the other side of the bracket coming up in just a bit. Mexico versus Moberly, seeing who will win that game, the 3 seed versus the 6 seed for the right to play Fulton in the semifinals on the other side of the bracket. And of course, then they'll meet up at the district championship after that. So that's where it all comes down to. That was the first game of the district tournament, and it's Hallsville who ends up on top. Looking back at how it all happened, it was a game that Hallsville started off hot. They built up a lead early on, and they kept that momentum to be able to kind of stay in this game, and it ended up going back and forth runs from both teams to kind of build or diminish that lead from Hallsville, but they led almost every second of the way, and Wright City just never able to get that lead, and I think that really was a big deal because the momentum didn't go in their favor really the whole game, and not having that momentum didn't allow them to keep it up and really put Hallsville in a spot where they wouldn't be able to come back from. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to Hallsville's defense in that game. Hallsville's defense really staying strong, and any time that Wright City seemed like they might be about to take the lead, it was Hallsville's defense that stood strong, was able to get a couple of takeaways, key defensive possessions, and get the ball back and eventually build that lead back up. And so even when that lead dropped down to 1 or even a tie point game, it was Hallsville who still was able to come out on top every single time like clockwork right there, and that was a big reason why they were able to win. And looking back at the stats from tonight's game, let's take a look over at the Wright City side, where it was Shariah McRoberts who led the team in scoring with 12 points on tonight's game. She shot 3 triples. She made 3 triples, I should say. But Olivia Mikas also added 3 triples herself. She scored 11 in the game, was 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. On the rest of the starters there, they really struggled offensively. Zoe Mitchell started off the game pretty strong. She scored 5 points in that first half, did not attempt a shot in the second half, and was 0 for 2 from the free throw line there. Danica Graham kept trying to get that shot going, but just wasn't able to fall for her, as she ended the game 0 for 8 from the field and did not score a point tonight. And I think that's a big reason Hallsville was able to do a great job defending her. Paige Reese on the other side also 0 for 4. She wasn't able to get on the scoreboard. Ada Farrell was able to get on the board, but only mustered 4 points on 1 for 7 shooting from the field, and a real struggle offensively there. As for some of the other players, Bailey Love hit her only shot of the game. It was a 3-pointer, so she scored 3, and that was all from the Wright City side. And now taking a look at the stats from your Hallsville Lady Indians, starting off with the leading scorers, it was Haley Martin who scored 17 in the game. A great job from her all night long. She was really consistent both in the first half and the second half at being able to get to that free throw line. Such an added ability. Not just that, she was able to knock down a lot of her free throws, although in that second half she did have a stretch where she missed a few in a row, which kind of tanked that free throw percentage, but still a great game from her from the charity stripe, as she ended up 8 for 13 from the free throw line there. As you can see me kind of looking down here, I've got my stat sheet right here with all of the tallies up, and I'm doing the math in my head. But you know, I want to make sure that you got the right stats out there. Ellie Schisler doing a great job, or Haley Martin doing a great job from the free throw line. Ellie Schisler was next up in scoring. She had a great second half, made it to the free throw line a ton. In the second half alone, she made it there 7 times and hit on 6 of those 7 free throws after hitting her only free throw attempt in the first half because she was called for a lane violation on the second attempt. So ultimately ended the game 7 for 8 from the free throw line, and a great performance from her there, but she also added in 8 other points, so totaled 15 on the night. She was 3 for 11 from the field in the game, 3 for 12 from the field in the game, and ultimately doesn't really matter how you perform on the field goal shooting if you're able to get to the free throw line, and I think she proved that point. 15 points for her, 17 for Haley Martin, and that only combines for 32. There were still 15 points from the other players, and Addie Daly was really up there on the scoreboard. She added 8 points of her own, was 3 for 5 from the field. Her only 2 misses, one of them was a 3-point attempt, and the other one was a tough contested layup, and goes 2 for 4 from the free throw line in the game. Bella Abel added 2 points on the night, was 1 for 5 from the field. All of those shots came in the second half, by the way. Jamison Bauer scored 2 points. She was 2 for 4 from the charity stripe and 0 for 1 from the field. Lydia Jure did not score and was 0 for 1 from the field. Mariah Kilpack was 0 for 1 from the field and did not score. And Alexis James added 1 triple right at the beginning of the game and then missed her next 3 triples and ended with 3 points in the game. And that is a breakdown of all of the stats from tonight's game. So Hallsville comes into Mexico and they get a big, big win against the Wright City Wildcats. The final score 47-35, and that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast from Mexico High School. A big thank you to all of you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. We really do appreciate the support here on the Show Me Sports Network. And a big thank you as well to head coach Matt Heat for earlier today being able to do that pregame interview that, if you were able to tune in earlier, were able to watch. It was really great to be able to talk to him, and hopefully we'll be able to do something similar for the district semifinals as well. That game will be on Thursday. Make sure you're looking forward to that. But also, the boys' side of the bracket, they start tomorrow. It's the district semifinals for the boys. Hallsville will be taking on Kirksville as well. It's Hallsville-Kirksville, back-to-back days. Boys basketball first, girls basketball the next day. So if you're interested in that, tune in tomorrow at about 7:30 here. It'll be back in Moberly, actually, not in Mexico. They've got different host sites, but it'll be 7:30, but same place here online on MSHSAA.tv, so make sure to tune back into that if you're not going to be making it out to the boys basketball game. A big one for Hallsville boys as they look for a chance to make it back to the district championship, and we'll see how that game goes. But that's going to do it for tonight from Mexico. Again, a big thank you to all of you for tuning in, and a big thank you from myself, Austin Thomas, and from the entire rest of the Show Me Sports Network. Have a great rest of your night.
Serving fans throughout the Midwest and even more around the world. This is the Show Me Sports Network. The proceeding was an exclusive broadcast property presentation of the Show Me Sports Network and was a high-fidelity, all-digital broadcast. This broadcast is copyright by the Show Me Sports Network for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast without the Show Me Sports Network's written consent is prohibited.
You've been listening to the biggest and absolute best game coverage in mid-Missouri on the exclusive home for local high school basketball, the Show Me Sports Network.
The Show Me Sports Network broadcast crew are the ones that know your team the best.
Exclusive coverage of local high school basketball has been brought to you by Boone County Journal, Cassandra Gazaway, Mary Kay Independent Beauty Consultant, Country with a Heart, Eddie Goodell Society, Han Custom Laser Engraving, LLC. Izzy Smith Homes, Remax Boone Realty. Last Sentinel Firearms. Retrieving Freedom. Salter Loan Service, LLC. Sawdust Studios. The Tin Roof Monogram and Gift. Ren's Automotive. And Zealous, WBGT. We hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Join us anytime on the web at ShowMeSportsNetwork.com or find us on Facebook by searching the Show Me Sports Network. The Show Me Sports Network, your exclusive home for local high school basketball.